Hey everyone, good morning. I'm Heather Hier, and thank you for joining us today for ROCKPOINT's Daily Devotional. Today I want to take you to John chapter 11, where we find the awesome true story of Lazarus. There's so much to glean and learn from this passage that we can't cover today, so I encourage you to study this whole chapter on your own. As a quick recap, Lazarus and his two sisters, Mary and Martha, were friends and disciples of Jesus. Lazarus became very sick, and his sisters sent word to Jesus to please come heal him. When Jesus heard the news, the Bible says he stayed where he was for 2 more days. By the time he reached Judea, Lazarus had been dead and in a tomb for 4 days. What I want to talk about today is the interaction between Jesus and each of Lazarus' sisters. When he arrived, Martha ran to meet him. And in verse 21, she says to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." You see, she knew that he was Lord over sickness, but she didn't know yet that he's Lord over death. Sometimes God gives us a no in order to make room for a bigger and better yes, which is so amazing. But that's not my point today, so let's keep going. Martha says, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." And Jesus responds to her with an explanation that she doesn't fully understand just yet. But he tells her that her brother will rise again. And for the moment, she's consoled, reflecting on the future resurrection of all the saints. Her sister Mary was still in the village, so Martha went to get her and told her Jesus had arrived. Mary quickly gets up and goes to Jesus. Verse 32 says that she fell at his feet and wept, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." You see, both the sisters said the exact same thing, but Jesus knew that they were not in the same place. He didn't respond in the same way. Instead, the Bible says that he was troubled and wept with her. This shows that he knows each of us intimately and personally responds to us. Raising Lazarus from the dead was not a spontaneous decision. It was planned. He knew what he was going to do. If it were me, I would have avoided the awkward tears and hurried to tell her everything's going to be okay. He could have brushed her grief aside and said, "Hey, give me like 5 minutes and your brother's going to be walking around here with you." But he didn't. He saw Mary, he saw her need, and he met her where she was. He took the time to just be with her and share her burden of grief before performing one of his greatest miracles. I hope you reflect on this today, how God sees each of us and knows us intimately. We may be going through similar things, even say the same prayers, but God sees past the words and sees our heart, and he graciously meets us there personally and lovingly restoring us. I'm praying for you today that you would recognize his attention to you, his intention toward you, and his affection for you. Thanks for watching.